Hi there everyone, welcome to Alchemy. This video brings you the forecast for the month of May for those of you who are of Taurus sign, moon and rising sign. If you want to see what's going on this month, please carry on watching. So this is a tarot spread for Taurus for the month of May. Okay. Also the advice from the Ascended Masters and from the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. If you want to see me shuffle and draw the cards, you have to check the Portuguese video. That's where I do it. In here, I'm only going to do the reading. All right. Don't forget, if you like this kind of videos, to press the like button, also to press the subscribe and the bell buttons if you want to receive new videos whenever I post them. You'll get the information first. If you have any doubts, if you have any feelings about this spread, don't forget to let us know through our comment box. And if you'd like to hear from us every day, just follow us on Instagram or Facebook. So let's go. This month's energy is represented by the World with the Ace of Swords. So the World is a card that often talks about closings. So you've done your way, you've done your part, you have learned what you have to learn, and now it's time to close the situation and begin something new. It's a card that's usually very positive. It's a card that usually talks about triumph, about the ability to have overcome the situation, because it's the end of a cycle, actually. It's a card that also talks about completion, about a sense of fulfillment and of freedom, because it's the end of something. You are finally free from some situation. From freedom from fear might be represented here as well, because you have finally understood that what you were fearing actually was not that bad, or you have already gone through it, and so you don't have to fear it anymore. All right. It's a card that also may talk about traveling, okay? So you may go traveling, or you may talk to foreign people or interact with them in work or in everyday life. No matter what, this card comes with the Ace of Swords, so it means that this month something will arise in your mind, So something will awake your mind's curiosity. So it may be the case that you finished a cycle of studies and that you want to begin something new, begin studying something that you have new interests on. It might be the fact that you have been away from studying for so long that now something finally shows up that makes you want to study again. It may be the fact that you talk to someone from a different background than you have, and you are mentally stirred to find new interests. So many cases can be presented here. The fact that it comes with an Ace of Swords, it tells me that a lot of this process will go mentally. So it may be the case, for example, completing something or getting rid of something. For example, if you get rid of fears, it may be the case that you finally understand that some of those fears were mental fears. It was not something that it was just a what if, and after a while, after you go through your experiences, you finally understand that what if doesn't make sense. So this might be one of those situations, okay? So usually a wonderful, triumphal month, a month of closings for stuff that needs to be closed. Then you have, as the obstacle of the month, as the energy blockage for this month, you have the Fool with the Six of Rods. So the card of the Fool usually represents a new beginning. So this card may happen either in the end or in the beginning of the major arcana in tarot. Why? Because after the world, after you finish the journey, you're going to begin a new one. So you begin with the Fool. Or at the beginning of everything, before you know anything, you are like a fool. You're like a baby. You don't know anything about the world, and so you are at point zero. So this card may represent the fact that you are so comfortable where you are at the end of this journey, this month. Comfortable represented here by the Six of Rods. That's a card of triumph. That's a card of comfort zone. That's a card of where you feel good. So you feel so good where you are that you just do not want to start anew. You do not, under any circumstance, want to have to go through the trouble of learning everything again, of starting a new path, starting a new journey, okay? It may also be the case that you are so fed up with where you are right now that you just want to leave. You just want to flee that situation, that position, that whatever. You just want to flee, and like a fool, you just jump and you don't see where you're jumping into, okay? So because that would make you feel comfortable, you just want to run away from stuff without actually looking at your options. So this card of the Fool may represent either one of these situations. So just pay attention to what's going on in your life, so that you see if you are very restless and very uncomfortable and you want to run away, be careful, because that's definitely not the best way. Or if you are in a position where you're just so comfortable that you don't even want to think about making any changes, be careful, because it may be the case that you actually need to change. You actually need to begin a new journey, to start something new, to stimulate your mind, and you might be too accommodated, okay? So let's now look at what we have for several energies in your life. So you have, for the love energy, you have a Six of Pentacles coming with the Tower. What does this mean in terms of love? For those who have a relationship already, it may come to a point where either one or both of you are under strain, are under stress, and you have come to a breaking point. Because since the Six of Pentacles talks about giving and receiving in the just measure of what you've done, it may be the case that one of you is overbeared with a lot of stuff and the other one is not paying proper attention. Or it may be the case that both of us are completely fed up and want to get more out of this relationship, okay? It may also be a point of a breakup. It may happen, okay? Because the Tower usually represents a warning that has been given way too many times and no one paid attention. The Tower is the kind of card that usually shows up when you've done the same stuff once, twice, 3 times, and the universe says, hey, I'm done with you. I'm going to take matters into my own hands, and we're going to solve this for the best, for your best, no matter what you think of it. So it may be the case that, for example, if it's a relationship that is just standing up for convenience, it will fall apart. It may be the case that if you are fed up, one of you comes to the breaking point and you need a breakup to then see what is going on. Usually this card talks about changes that are sudden. They're not unannounced. They have just been ignored, okay? But it talks about changes that are sudden, changes that are aggressive. Aggressive in the case that they are groundbreaking, they are earth-shattering, okay? It's that kind of changes that shake your life and turn it upside down. So, but you know that those changes need to happen, you just don't want to pay attention to it, okay? Usually when the card of the Tower shows up, that's the point. So you have here this kind of information for those of you who already are in a relationship. Pay attention to your spouse. Pay attention to your companion. It may be the case that one of you is under a lot of stress, and there needs to be acknowledgement and some sort of retribution for their efforts. If you want to preserve this relationship, you need to have a very clear heart-to-heart to see what each of you feels about it, and then move on from there. For those of you who do not have a relationship, I don't think you're gonna find someone this month at all. With this card, you'll not find someone, definitely. But you may find with this Six of Pentacles a new notion of self-worth. You may look in the mirror one day, wake up and say, hey, someone broke up with me because they said I was too fat, too skinny, too different, too opinionated, too whatever. And you look yourself in the mirror and you say, hey, you know what? Whatever they broke up with me for, that is part of me. That is what makes me who I am, and I love being me. Okay? So it may come to a breaking point with beliefs that are materialized into your life and into your lifestyle, and all of a sudden you understand that those beliefs no longer make sense, those beliefs no longer are fit to you, and you get rid of them, and then you get a different point of view of yourself and your life with this Six of Pentacles. So in the area of money, for your money, you have the Justice with you. So what does this mean? With the Justice and the Ten of Cauldrons, in this case, or Ten of Cups, I would say that this month is not a bad month regarding money. Actually, it would be pretty good, because even though the Justice is not precisely a abundant card per se, I would say that you would have more than enough money. Meaning, if you got, for example, let's say that you have something pending in the court, that you have a process going on, you have a judicial process going on, you have something going on with the law, and you are expecting to get paid back out of that. It may be the case that you receive the money that you're waiting for. If you have overpaid on something, you may get the return now, return on your taxes and stuff like that. It may be the case that you get your returns right now. Another thing might be that if you get a parking ticket or if you get a fine for something, it might be the case that you this month have more than enough to face that situation and still have enough money for you to pay for your stuff and to enjoy yourself. Okay, so it's not a month where you have a huge amount of money available, but it's a month where you will feel like you have more than enough money available to take care of everything and even to enjoy yourself a little bit. Okay, so in this case, a good month regarding your money. Then regarding your health, you have the card of Death, or the Close in this deck, and the Ace of Cauldrons. The Ace of Cauldrons, like the Ace of Swords, is always a confirmation of something. In this case, this is usually a very blessed card, so it's a card that talks about everything going fine, going smoothly, and especially talks about the emotional realm. And the card of Death is a card that will necessarily talk about your skeleton, okay? Nothing new there. It's a card that talks about your skeleton, your cartilages. You may have either frail bones or cartilages that are not working all too well. And it may be the case that you need to learn how to flow with life, because if you have, for example, arthritis, that's an example of some sort of rigidity in your life. Okay, depending on the area of your body, this arthritis is affecting, may be the case that there is an area in your life where you are too rigid and you need to learn how to flow with life. So it may be advisable for you to go swimming or to go to yoga or Pilates or any kind of Tai Chi, whatever, something that allows you to be flexible, to train your flexibility, okay? Another thing is that the card of death, because it has this this reaping tool here, it's a card that talks a lot about surgeries, usually surgeries that go well, surgeries that if you have to undergo surgery because of any circumstance, that circumstance will be set and solved after that surgery. Usually it's a very favorable card that comes out for surgeries. I would say also that in this case, look at any emotional circumstances that you might have regarding either your surgery or your life, because those might be the source of the situation that you're going through, okay? If you have to go through surgery, look as to how you feel about it and make peace with it. If you have to if you have to deal with rigidity in your body or with frail bones may represent the lack of structure in your life. Just pay attention to what's going on and to pay attention to your emotions regarding those situations, because there will be the key to help your health, okay? Then, to help your health and to make the necessary changes so that your health improves actually. So, then you have the work area. The work area, you have the Lovers with the Queen of Pentacles. The card of the Lovers is usually associated with love life, romantic life. In this case, since we're talking about work, it may not necessarily need to deal with that. It may be the case that you have some romantic interest going on at work. Take care with that because it might become a little bit of an awkward situation, okay? No matter how irresistible it may seem with this Queen of Pentacles, but usually the card of the Lovers represents a choice that has to be made, to which you do not always know the result. When this comes out to work, I usually give the same example. You have like two job offers. One says that you're going to have a lot of time. The other says that it pays beautifully. The one that pays beautifully actually has the worst working environment that you've been in. And the one that says that you have a lot of time on your hands just throws so many projects at you that you are free to manage as you would like, that in the end you do not have time at all because you have to do 3 things at once. And it seems like the work will never end. So it's stuff that you will only know after you've done those choices. Only after that will you be able to know the consequences. Right now you only have part of the information. With the Queen of Pentacles, what may happen is that immediately after you have signed the contract, stuff is shown to you black and white, and you know exactly what you can count on. It may be also the case that you may have either a woman as your boss, someone with a powerful female energy, or someone who is willing to help you wholeheartedly to get the ropes of your new job. This is the case if you are seeking for a new job. If you are actually already working, it may be the case that not only can you face the circumstance of a love affair in your work, it may also be the case that some circumstances may be presented to you where you have to make a choice, either a new choice of projects, of team, of whatever. You're gonna have to choose something, and it's best for you to choose it with a reality check view, something that try to know as much as possible and try to know exactly what is implied in each circumstance before you make a choice. But usually it will go well and will be positive for you no matter the outcome, okay? Then you have the area regarding your spirituality. There you have the card of the Illusion or the Moon with the Two of Rods. The Two of Rods is a card that usually talks about triumph, about you feeling the best one around. wanting to prove yourself to the world, prove your abilities, prove your points of view, and feeling like the world is your oyster and you can do whatever you want with it. So this is a card where you feel elated in your life. So it may be the case that you can receive a lot of intuitive information because you have the card of the moon. You may have intuitions, you may have dreams that give you information, that gives you guidance, or that give you reassurance regarding your spiritual path. Sorry. It may also be the case that if you are involved in any spiritual organization, like a church, or if you do volunteering, if you do volunteer work as part of your spiritual path, it may be the case that not everything is being said to you. For example, if you take on a new task that you volunteer for, with the card of the moon, with the card of the illusion, it may be the fact that you don't know everything that's going on, you only know parts of it. So even though you will do well and feel good about it, it still may be a little bit more than you were expecting for. In any case, if you do not have any particular spiritual practice, it may be a moment when your desire to find a spiritual refuge or a spiritual, I wouldn't say refuge, but I wouldn't use the words refuge or solace, but it might be a moment where you need to find a spiritual practice of your own. You see what I'm saying? That may be the case, where you need to find some spiritual practice, because you receive information and intuition that it's the moment to do so. All right, you may need to seek some spiritual guidance, but overall it's a card that may result in a lot of dreams or intuitions that may be very, very clear, or that may leave you very, very confused, but knowing that there is something more out there for you spiritually wise. Okay, so let's go for the advice for this month. So we have from the Ascended Masters deck, we have Moses, and from the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards, we have the card of Bast. So I'm going to read these. Moses tells you to take charge of this situation. So Moses says, you have the power to heal and alter the course of the situation. It's time for you to take charge and assume a leadership position. First, decide what you want. Be clear about the conditions that are acceptable or unacceptable to you. The universe responds when you're clear about your aims and intentions. The Ascended Masters will support your leadership role. An additional meaning for this would be talk openly and honestly about your feelings. This goes for the love area. This may go also for the work area and maybe for the spiritual area. Okay. Make a decision instead of passively waiting. Give yourself permission to do what you feel is right and don't wait. Take action now. Be your own authority figure. So right here you go with the energy of this world and this Fool. Okay, then you have Bast. That's the cat goddess, the Egypt cat goddess, that talks about independence. She says your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Like a cat, you're fiercely independent, yet you also need affection and playful companions. Now is the time to balance your social interactions with solitude. While you may ask others for their opinions, ultimately you must make your own decisions. So comes in the same area as Moses. Your freedom and independence are top priorities, so ensure that these characteristics are nurtured. So another meaning for this card might be spend time alone, give yourself permission to play, ask for your needs to be met, make your own decisions, work with cats, pay attention to your pet feline, and or get a new cat. may be the case. So these are the informations that we have for this month of May. For those of you who are of Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Descendant, and rising sign, I hope that you have liked this video. I hope that this made sense for you. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate. Just give me a shout in the comment area. If you want to see more videos like this, just press the subscribe and the bell button so that you know whenever there are new videos in the channel. And follow us in Instagram and Facebook to have new messages every day. And I hope to see you in the next video. See you soon.